Hey Quad Bros, what is going on, guys? Well, welcome back to the channel. Things have been a little bit crazy for me. I lost power last week for a couple days, so that's why I haven't had any videos until this one. And I also haven't had time to edit any videos because I only got power back the last couple days, and I've kind of been, I don't know, like chilling from the I don't know, the stress of not having power. That sounds weird, but like not having power does suck. Like, we're worried about food and everything spoiling and stuff like that. So, just now getting back to that, I'll have some videos out for you guys this week, specifically on the T20, and probably some other things as well. But I wanted to make this video because there's some stuff that has happened over the last week or so that is important to talk about and to mention. First is making Enlisted a better place, number 63. I thought this was a cool one to mention. Number one, because we're only 6 away, baby. And number two, because they're buffing rocket artillery, which I think is fine. So rocket artillery now comes in faster than it did before, and now the targeting now takes half as long, just 7.5 seconds instead of 15, which, okay, that's cool, it's fine. Armor pin is also increased, and the maximum effective range of the armor piercing fragments has increased as well. So again, it's good against tanks. They're making it better against tanks, and it comes in a little bit faster, which again is going to make it better for targeting tanks, which is what the rocket artillery is kind of meant for. So very cool, kind of a neat little thing. I like it. Good buff. The next thing, guys, that I wanted to mention is Keofox has left Darkflow. I know this post says they fired Keofox. We don't know if that's the case. We have zero clue. Don't take that. That's just what the post is. But it has been confirmed by at least James Grove that Keofox has left. Now, if you guys don't know who Keofox was and has been the community manager for Enlisted for, as far as I'm aware, the entire time that the game has been out. And was part of the War Thunder team before that as well. So definitely been around for quite a long time, and has been fantastic to say the least. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I've seen eye to eye with Keofox on all issues. I'm sure he'd be the first to tell you that that is not the case. But I have always and still believe that Keofox always was trying to do the best that he thought was for Enlisted. And was always working just really, really hard, along with the whole helper team, of course. But Keofox was the head of that and was a great community manager. So it definitely sucks to see him go. And again, we don't know why he left. It could have been, you know, there is a, again, I'm going to say this because I want people to have the info, but this is 100% totally just a rumor, is that there was some sort of internal friction happening between KO and other people at Gaijin. Now, again, there is zero way to confirm that. There's no way they're going to confirm that, but that is a supposed rumor. I don't know. I really don't think so. If I had to guess, guys, he maybe just got another job somewhere. That's what I think. I mean, it happens. You know, get your shit. So, either way, Keofox, if you end up watching this video, bro, I hope you're doing good, man. And I hope we get to play some other games sometime together, because you're a great dude. And you did a great job. So there you go. Sad to see. Hope he's moving on to brighter pastures. Okay, the other thing, which is the main thing that I want to talk about with this video, that's going to take the most amount of time, is an open letter to Darkflow. So this was made by some guys from the EVA Discord, if you guys know them, along with lots of other. I guess what I should say is it was spearheaded and thought up by some of the guys from the EVA, but it is a collaborative process with many players from the Enlisted community, like they've said, and certainly from a lot of the very veteran, high-level players who play this game a lot. Now, I'm going to leave a link to this down in a pinned comment below as well in the description, guys, so you can read this all for yourself. I'm not going to go through all of this because, as you can see, it is 17 pages of feedback. But I did want to just get this out there so you guys can see this and talk about it. Leave a comment down below if you like. Just check out some of this and leave a comment your thoughts on it. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I will say that, like, there's a ton of stuff, and I don't even agree with all of it, but I do agree that it should be said. Right, and I think that's important, right? Like, you don't have to agree with everything that's in here, but you should agree that the feedback being sent to the developers and this kind of this amount of work to give a solid piece of feedback, like a very very well thought out piece of feedback is incredible. And I really do hope the developers, if they weren't aware of some of these issues, are aware now. So, you know, obviously things like the oppressive silver economy are mentioned here. Lack of a social system, like any kind of clans, right? The problem with like stacks and like people queuing like 4 people against, you know, a bunch of solo queues. So not having any kind of no kind of matchmaking that like puts people who queue together against other people who queue together, right? Most games do that. Enlisted does not do that. Game modes need a redesign, like Conquest, Armored Train. Just as you can see, I think most of this, almost all of this, is a really, really solid, really good feedback overall, really solid feedback. So yeah, I think I just wanted to really mention this to you guys and get the ball rolling a little bit more on this. They have been working on this a lot, and it's not really going to be changed at this point, but this is like an open, it is like an open document, right? It's something that they want people to talk about. They want to have people, they want to start a conversation, right? They want the devs to be able to see that conversation and hopefully take that feedback into account whenever they're developing the game. So, there you go. If I had to pick one thing in here that is my absolute biggest gripe with Enlisted, I would say either the silver economy or this stuff right here, the unique mechanics. So I'm going to talk about that real quick because I think that's my piece of feedback that I really like to talk about, is the fact that there are 2 problems when new cool mechanics are added to Enlisted. Number 1, they are often half-baked, right? And I'm going to give an example to that. I think rocket artillery is somewhat half-baked. I think that it is something that is really, really cool in theory, but is just implemented in the same way that like normal artillery is mostly implemented. Like, yeah, it shoots tanks and stuff like that, but originally it had such a long cooldown, or it had a long firing time, that it just wasn't really that useful for tanks. And I still think it's probably not going to be that useful for tanks. Another example is the supply crates, like how you can now drop supply crates with radio operators. That's a really cool idea in theory, but I can just build an ammo box already. So why don't we make that, why don't we turn it up to 11, right? Really push the envelope of what the mechanic can be, right? So like make it to where instead of it just drops a box of ammo, make it to where it drops a box of guns, like AT guns that your team can go and pick up, and the radio operators can be this like cool support class. That's what I would want. So that's kind of my example of half-baked stuff. And the other issue is that they are often paywalled. And this rocket artillery is another good example of that, as well as like paratroopers. Why are we locking mechanics behind a paywall, right? Or in this case, an event wall, right? I don't like that. If you come into Enlisted later on, years down the road, you can't use rocket artillery because the event is over and you'd have to buy the rocket artillery. And like, what if you just don't want to buy it, right? I think that's going to turn a lot of people off from the game. And it's going to feel very pay to win just off the cuff, even if it's not necessarily pay to win. I've talked about that in another video, so I won't go too far into that right now. But I think that the bottom line is that it will feel very pay to win to players whenever they see mechanics that are really cool and they can't actually use them, right? They have to play at the right time, or they have to pay. And I think that that's just not a I don't think that's a good thing to do. And I think the best solution for this is to add these to the tech tree, add a squad to the tech tree later on, that like in the next update, that makes it able to use these mechanics. So there you go, guys. That's the video. That's all I want to talk about with this. Again, there's tons of stuff here. Please, guys, leave a comment down below talking about this. What do you guys think about these different changes and these different critiques that these guys have made for this? Because they've done a lot of work on it. And they want people to talk about it. They want the devs to see it, and we want to engage with it, because that's how game development and how games get better. So, as well, of course, let me know. Leave some love for Keofox down below. I hope he sees this video. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all you guys being here. Remember to like and subscribe for all your Enlisted news. I'll have some gameplay videos out later this week, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.